Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Syadza, and welcome to AG Talk Show. Today I have a special guest who loves history, Felicia Putri Jasmine. Jasmine, you may introduce yourself.
Alright, my name is Felicia Jasmine. I am 13 years old and I'm from 8B grade. Happy to be here in this wonderful talk show.
So Jasmine, why do you love history?
Well, it's because it makes me feel connected to the past. It also makes me learn from the people's mistakes. But I also get to know some great stories from the people that is also inspiring too.
Oh, that's great. What history are you learning right now?
I'm currently focusing on learning the history of colonization period. Although the school book did write about the history of how the colonizer came to Indonesia and started to colonize the country, but sadly some of the parts weren't mentioned in the book, so I had to read more about it in one of my history books that I have in my home.
Oh wow, Jasmine, I've always wondered, when did you start learning history?
I first started learning history when I was 11 years old. At that time, I wasn't really into history before, but I was very interested to watch some Indonesian movies about the national heroes here. Because of that, I got more curious about learning the Indonesian history. So I started doing research by reading a lot of history books and watching documentary video about the Indonesian history. My father told me that when my great grandmother passed away when I was 6 years old, she was one of the Indonesian people that fought against the colonizer during colonization period of the Netherlands and Japan. I felt so guilty hearing that story, but it makes me understand more about what the people felt in the past, and that also makes me become very motivated to learn history more.
Awesome, that's actually a very interesting story to know. Jasmine, now I have one more question left. What is your favorite history?
Oh, my favorite history is of course the history of Nusantara. It makes me understand more about what was the country look like back then before the Republic Indonesia was born after the people gained their independence from Japan. Also, here's a history fact. Did you know Indonesia wasn't colonized for 350 years by the Netherlands? Back then, the country wasn't united, and it was named Dutch East Indies during the Dutch colonial period. Right after Japan lost to America during World War II, the name of Indonesia appeared after proclamation of independence. That is all from me.
What can you say to other students who want to start liking history?
Well, I have a book recommendation about history, but this book is not specifically a history book, but it's a fiction book with historical background. The title is Laut Bercerita. The book is very fun to read, so I recommend you to read it too.
Oh, I'll try to find the book. Thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome.
Well then, I guess that's it. Thank you for your time, Jasmine. And to all the audience, thank you for watching this episode of AG Talk Show. I hope you enjoyed. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.